Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson makes someone miss. Garrett Wilson's loose to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Breece Hall cuts up the middle. Breece Hall's loose. Breece Hall's gone. Breece Hall is gone. He walks into the end zone. Josh Allen fires it over the middle. Intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks off Allen. Sauce Gardner, let's go. The rookie picks off Josh Allen. Quinnen, Jets ball. Oh my God. Drops back to pass. He fires it over the middle. Touchdown. Garrett Wilson. The New York Jets tie the football game. The rookie. The Jets win. The Jets win. Ashton Davis. Ice the game. Let's go. And Quinnen Williams with the tackle for loss. That's a loss of 5 yards. Josh Allen is going to fire up a bomb. Josh Allen. Sauce Gardner's there for the game winner. The New York Jets beat the Buffalo Bills and improved to 6-3 on the year. Sauce Gardner. That's how we get on the ball, boys. Yeah. Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to another Jets Media live stream, and today we're going to be talking about the news that Zach Wilson has been elevated to quarterback number 2. Mike White is limited at practice today, and we got a whole injury update to get through. Who is practicing today? Who is looking like they will be playing on Sunday? And overall, talk about the opponent of the Detroit Lions, how the New York Jets can pull off this win, what to look forward to for the rest of the season, the playoff picture, all that great stuff here on Jets Media. So if you guys are just tuning into the show, do me a gigantic favor and hit that thumbs up on your way in. Smash that subscribe button. Of course, we hit 15K subscribers, and I want to say yet again, thank you all for all the support here on Jets Media, man. It really does help out the channel for all the latest support. So let's get right into the news. Robert Saleh announces that Zach Wilson is now elevated into quarterback number 2. Now, this news had to happen for a lot of reasons because Zach Wilson, I feel like, could have done a lot better job than Joe Flacco on Sunday against the Buffalo Bills when his name was called when Mike White left the game. Joe Flacco comes out there and does literally nothing positive for this team. He misses Tyler Conklin wide open down the seams, and then he freaking fumbles the ball and creates a turnover, which pretty much ended the Jets' hopes to win that game. So Robert Saleh says it's not a coincidence. He said it is a coincidence that, Joe Flacco looked like terrible and then Zach Wilson gets elevated. According to Saleh, this was always the plan, and Zach Wilson is progressing behind closed doors in terms of his development of his footwork, his fundamentals, his lower half connecting with his mind. So it's definitely a good sign that Zach Wilson is progressing. And we also have to keep an eye on Mike White because Mike White is limited today. He is still dealing with that rib injury that he suffered against the Buffalo Bills. He came back and played, but that's going to linger on. Obviously, it's not a broken rib or anything, but it's definitely going to be bruised ribs. That is definitely something that a quarterback, not the greatest injury that you want because you play a little scared when you have a rib injury. You don't want to take those hits that he took. So that's definitely something to look out for. And if Mike White's not able to play on Sunday, it's going to be Zach Wilson. If Mike White does play and he does get knocked out of the game, Zach Wilson will be playing. So I feel like that's a great sign that Zach Wilson is developing behind closed doors and he's finally elevated to quarterback number 2. There's also a preparation element to this that Zach Wilson needs to prepare like the next man up, which is different than preparing like he's inactive, right? That's a completely different story. So that's really what we're going to be focusing on. Another injury report, Quinnen Williams is not practicing today with a calf injury that he suffered against the Bills. He's a 50-50 chance of playing on Sunday. That's something to look out for. And the Detroit Lions, they have one of the best, if not the best, offensive lines in football. So we definitely need Quinnen Williams in this game big time. John Franklin Myers is not practicing today due to he has the flu bug, unfortunately. Michael Clemons is limited because he's still battling the flu. Brandin Echols will not be in this game. Corey Davis He's in concussion protocol. According to Saleh, he's progressing, and it looks like he could be playing on Sunday, which will be a big piece to this offense if he can return. And that's really all the key injuries. Seems like George Fant will be fine to go, which is a good sign because we need this offensive line healthy and the continuity needs to be there. So that's really it for the injury report and all the latest news in terms of the New York Jets. Now let's get into the stock report because, as you guys know, Mojo is a proud sponsor of Jets Media. And if you look at the Mojo stock market as it's constructed today, they still don't got Bam Knight up there, but it's all good because they got Mike effing White at $4.55 and Garrett Wilson at $15.52. These are the two guys that you got to invest in, man, especially before the season ends. I don't know how this market's going to work in the offseason because obviously they're not playing, so it's going to be really hard to invest in these players in the offseason. But I feel like now, when Mike White is continuing to play his best football and Garrett Wilson playing like a superstar, and you look at the last four opponents for the New York Jets, now's the time to invest because we're playing bottom feeders. I wouldn't say bottom feeders, but we're playing defenses that's not top in the league, right? Buffalo Bills were the best defense that we're going to see all season long. And now we got the Detroit Lions, the Jacksonville Jaguars, Seattle Seahawks, and Miami Dolphins, all four teams that are known for their offense over their defense. So this is the time to invest in Mike White over there on Mojo for sure. And, of course, Garrett Wilson at $15.52. He is the favorite to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's the most expensive wide receiver in the rookie class on the Mojo market. He's also 16th in the NFL in total receiving yards in the entire league, which is really, really awesome. He broke the franchise record for the most yards as a rookie receiver, and he's on pace for well over 1,000 yards. Let's freaking go, baby. You love to see everything about Garrett Wilson. Elijah Moore is also getting involved finally at $11.62. You got Corey Davis at $9.37. I would stay away from Corey just because he's a veteran, and I feel like he's kind of like hit his, I don't feel like he's going to explode anymore, but Elijah Moore is a guy that kind of has some upside to his value here on the Mojo stock market simply because he's in year number 2. He's getting involved way more. He had 6 catches for 60 yards against the Buffalo Bills, and I think that Mike White loves to spread the ball around, and there's a lot of instances where Elijah Moore was freed up and open down the field that Mike White did not see. So if I'm Mike White, I'm watching that film, and I'm realizing, oh my gosh, Elijah Moore's getting open down the field. I got to take more shots to him, and I feel like now is a good time to invest. Michael Carter's definitely trending down. Unfortunately, again, they do not have Bam Knight. Told them they got to invest in that guy. And then Tyler Conklin, who's been a pretty much of a disappointment the past couple of weeks. So that's really the Mojo stock report, guys. If you want to do me a gigantic favor, click the link down below in the description and sign up to Mojo today. And if you do sign up and you do download the app, let me know in the description in the live chat so I can give you a shout out. Greatly, greatly appreciate that. Also, we have Zonovan Bam Knight, who is Rookie of the Week nominated. So we have to make sure that we vote him in making the Offensive Rookie of the Week award, or just Rookie of the Week award in general, because we own that award. That's ours. Jets fans, we claim that award. So I kind of want to get back into the idea of Zach Wilson being the backup, Mike White being the starter for this Detroit Lions team. And you want to break down the Lions, as a team in terms of what their strengths and weaknesses are. They are rolling on offense. Their offense is definitely a huge weapon that we have to contain. But I will say that they're not really going up against top-tier defenses in this stretch, which is why I got a lot of confidence in this game, which based on how our defense is matched up against them. Now, our defense, they've been struggling recently in terms of forcing turnovers, and I think that's a big issue in terms of, playing meaningful, winning football. And I think that Robert Saleh and this defense has to figure out a way to force turnovers, whether that's jotting the ball out and forcing fumbles and recovering the fumble, whether that's getting some, interceptions. We forced 1 turnover in the past 4 games, and that came from C.J. Mosley in garbage time against the Chicago Bears. That's inexcusable. We need this team to start creating turnovers, because if we're relying on, just stopping them and not helping out our offense, it's not a good sign. You look at Zach Wilson's, year 2 numbers when he was 5-2. You look at the defensive stats when Zach Wilson was playing, the defense was turning the ball over left and right. The defense was all over the place. And now all of a sudden the defense has kind of took a step back in forcing the turnover. So that's definitely something we need to look out for. This offensive line that we're going up against in Detroit is definitely going to be a big time test for our defensive line, because they are one of the best. Jared Goff has been sacked one of the least amount in the entire league. He gets rid of the ball fast. He's a really good decision maker, and he has a quick release. So if you give Jared Goff all the time in the world to step back there, he's going to pretty much, throw the ball wherever he wants to go. I love our secondary, but at the end of the day, we need to get pass rush. And without Quinnen Williams potentially, we're really going to need guys to step up. Guys like Carl Lawson off the edge, Bryce Huff, JFM, Rankins. We need some guys pretty much to step up big time if Quinnen Williams is not there. And if you want to look at our offense against the Detroit Lions defense, you look at the Detroit Lions defense, they're playing definitely better as of late, but they're nothing that's going to scare you away. This is a game where we have to take advantage and score 25 to 30 points in this game, no doubt about it. There's no excuses for us to not score multiple touchdowns. You can say, okay, we struggled against the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo, one of the best defenses in the league. They're healthy. Okay. But now there's no excuse, bro. I don't care if it's Mike White or Zach Wilson. We need to score 24 plus points minimum. And we're not going to win the game without that type of offensive barrage. And going up against a team like the Detroit Lions, who has a good defensive rookie, who is Aiden Hutchinson, they have a depleted secondary. You got to be able to take shots down the field, protect the football, and establish a run. I mean, this defense that we're going up against, they're better against the run than against the pass. So I think it'll be good if we were able to establish a line of scrimmage, run the ball with Bam Knight and Michael Carter, set up the play action, take some shots down the field to Garrett Wilson, take some shots to Elijah Moore, and hopefully Corey Davis is there. Maybe get the tight end CJ Uzama involved a little bit more. So it's definitely going to be a very interesting game, man. But I wanted to go live quickly to give you guys my overall thoughts of the news that Zach Wilson is now the quarterback number 2. I don't know if we're ever going to see Zach Wilson again for the rest of the year. I think the only way that we see Zach is pretty much if Mike White gets hurt again and he's not able to play on Sunday because of his rib injury, or he does play and he gets knocked out of the game and Zach Wilson comes out there. And if Zach Wilson comes back, man, I'm rooting for him. I really hope that Zach Wilson could get, whatever he worked on throughout these past couple of weeks shows on the field, because I need of the playoffs. And you want to talk about the playoffs real quick, we need to freaking run the table, bro. And I got confidence in this team to run the table. And I'm not saying that blindly. I'm looking at the opponents, and I like the way that this Jets team matches up against all of them. But the one thing I will say is all 4 teams we're going up against has a chance for the playoffs. I mean, the Jaguars all of a sudden can not really the wild card, but the Titans are pretty bad, and they have a chance to catch the Titans if they win out. So the Jaguars are playing for something. The Lions are obviously playing for something. The Seahawks are, and of course the Miami Dolphins are our last 4 opponents. So we got 2 games at home that we have to take advantage of. We got the game on Sunday, and then we have another game on Thursday. Woo! So this is going to be a very tough week to prepare, man, and I'm excited. So guys, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button on your way into the show, man. I really do appreciate all the support here on the channel, man. And I want to get your guys' thoughts in the chat about this game coming up and your thoughts about Zach Wilson being elevated to quarterback number 2, Joe Flacco getting the hell out of here, and your overall expectations in this game. I think it's going to be more of a low-scoring game than most people are going to expect because of the weather. You see Jared Goff, they play in the dome. They play in no weather elements. I don't think they're going to be well prepared to play in the elements in the Northeast at MetLife Stadium in 35 degrees weather. I don't know if it's going to be rainy or windy or anything, but I do think that the weather is in our favor. If there is elements that's going to impact this game, I think the Jets have the edge because we have experience. We played in New England in the wind. We played at home against the Bears in the rain. We played in Buffalo in the snow. I mean, we have a lot of experience as a team to be able to play good football in the weather. And we have to make sure that if there is bad weather in this game, I'm not sure what the weather forecast is, we have to establish a run. We have to play defense and win the game on special teams, bro. We have to get back to our roots and how this Jets team has been winning all season long. This could be the turning point of the season. You get back on track with a win, and then the whole world's watching us on Thursday night. You get that win, and then all of a sudden we're sitting at 9-6 with 2 more games to go on the road. So this Jets team has a big-time opportunity to prove that this is not a fluke. This is not just, a lucky season for us. This is a time for this Jets squad to get their act together because this is the first time they're battling 2 back-to-back losses of the season. We have not lost 2 games in a row all year long. This is the first time. So this is an opportunity for this Jets team to see how they can battle adversity. And we have a team, the Detroit Lions, that we cannot overlook. And I'm sure that this Jets organization, this team, and the coaching staff is not going to overlook this Lions team. They realize that this is an absolute, playoff opportunity for us. Rogue says, big game. They have to have Wilson at quarterback 2 for optics. If they want trade value, people have to see he's showing potential. I don't really think this has anything to do with trade potential. I think it's really also have to do with Joe Flacco looking ass on Sunday when he came out there. So we need Zach Wilson over Joe Flacco any day of the week if, unfortunately, Mike White is not able to play. But I think that this is a playoff game on Sunday. I mean, it is. I mean, technically it's not. But when you're in the middle of December and you are tied for the 7th seed in the wild card and you're unfortunately not, you don't have any of the tiebreakers, right? We have a 3-way tie with the Chargers and the Patriots, and we are 3rd out of that tie. Patriots are 1st, Chargers are 2nd, Jets are 3rd in terms of the tiebreakers. So now we still control our own destiny. I understand that if we win out, there's still a slim chance that the Chargers and the Patriots win out. But you look at the Dolphins, you look at the Chargers, you look at the Patriots, 2 teams is going to make the playoffs out of those 4. Who's it going to be? I got confidence in the Patriots to lose at least 2 of the next 4 games. They got a tough sled of games. The Chargers schedule is pretty brutal. They got the Titans on Sunday, and I'm hoping the Titans can bounce back. You obviously see they're not playing good football as of late. But I love what Robert Saleh is saying, man. Don't rely on other teams to do your business for you. Take advantage. And if the Jets run the table and they go 11-6 and they miss the playoffs, I mean, it's going to hurt a lot. But, like, how can you get mad at an 11-win team not making the playoffs? Also, if they go 10-7 and miss the playoffs, that's going to hurt. It's going to be all over again, 2015 vibes. We won 10 games in 2015 and missed the playoffs. So this is a really gigantic opportunity here for the Jets to take care of their own business, win, just go week at a time. And this is playoff experience for them. I know we're not technically in the wild card at all in terms of, playoff January football, but you got to go into this game with the playoff mindset. It's win or go home. You lose this game, the Jets are pretty much out of it unless they win the last 3 games and we get help from other teams. So this is the great opportunity for this Jets team to have that experience of a playoff atmosphere at MetLife Stadium, at home. The skates are high for both organizations. The Lions are fighting for a playoff spot. The Jets are fighting for a playoff spot. And we absolutely need to realize that this game on Sunday at 1 o'clock at MetLife Stadium is basically a playoff game. And I really think that this Jets team is going to come out there and prove that we're the better team against the Lions. I really think I got confidence, man. I know the Lions are rolling. I understand all of that. But you look at the way that this Jets team matches up against them. Our defense is the reason why I love our chances. Now, I don't think we're going to shut down the Lions. I think that the Lions are still going to get their explosive plays. They're still going to score their touchdowns. But I think that we're going to contain them enough to the point where our offense is going to be able to go off on their defense. And I got strong confidence in our squad, man, because if there's one thing about this team that I've noticed is they bounce back after losses very well. And we've only lost back-to-back once this year. And I don't see this team losing 3 straight. I really don't. I don't not see this team losing 3 straight. I got confidence in Robert Saleh getting this team in order and understanding what needs to be done. Business. Take care of it, baby. Let's go. So if you're joining the stream, do me a gigantic favor. Hit that thumbs up button, man. Really do appreciate that. Andrew says, I want to see the Jets and Jaguars in the playoffs, but can't happen probably. We need Titans to beat Chargers, and we need to beat the Jaguars. Yeah, I don't really care if the Jaguars make the playoffs at all, to be honest, because we need the Titans to beat the Chargers, and we need to beat the Jaguars. So I don't really care about the Jaguars, but of course, we need the Jets in there. We need the Jets in the playoffs desperately. And what will help is exactly what you're saying, Andrew. Titans winning and then we beating the Jaguars Thursday. Larry says, I think our younger players are going to show out. Garrett Wilson plays in nothing but big-time moments playing the Buckeyes. Facts. All he does is play good in the big-time moments. And if he can go off on Trey White, I think he can get the better of Jeffrey Okudah. I truly believe we can win 4 in a row. We are a better team than all of our next opponents. Me too, man. We went on a 4-win streak before. Why can't we do it again to finish out the season? Come on. And it's hard to talk about winning 4 in a row before we just win 1, right? We have to win Sunday, and then we can talk about winning 4 in a row. And that's where I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I do feel like we have confidence. I got confidence in them doing that. I just hope White's ribs are okay. If not, going to be hard to pull up a lot of points. Yeah, if his ribs are not okay, it's a big issue. I mean, Zach Wilson's going to play. and he's going to be limited in his ability to, because the one thing you love about Mike White is his ability to stand tall in the pocket and let it rip and take a hit. But if he's compromised, I don't know if he's going to want to take those hits. So it's going to be him holding onto the ball a little bit longer and taking sacks instead of taking hits and letting it rip, if that makes sense. Don't even get me started with those trash fraud fins. Yeah, bro, they got a big game Saturday. Let's go Bills. Let's go Bills. Richie, are you related to Cloaksy? No, I'm not. I look like a lot of people, apparently. No matter how the season ends, we have shown the league we are here and ready to compete. Yes, V-Man, that is very true. I just hope that this season ends with 10 wins. And if we miss the playoffs with 10 wins, then yeah. But if we go 9-8, for example, 8-9, 7-11, then we're going to have a big issue here. So the Jets have 4 games remaining. You got to go 3-1 the rest of the way minimum, bro. You got to go 3-1 the rest of the way minimum, okay? I remember on advanced stat from the draft that said Garrett Wilson's speed drop-off from first quarter to fourth was in the elite level. I immediately recognized that means he'll be clutch. Oh, yeah, he is clutch, bro. He is absolutely clutch. What do you think, Richie? Do we let runaway Q rest, or do we play him in this game? It depends on the doctors. If the doctors clear him, he has to play. I mean, we're going up against one of the best offensive lines in the league. That's what the Detroit Lions are so good at, is their offensive line, protecting Jared Goff, running the football. And Quinnen Williams is our best defensive lineman, our best player on defense. And we need him in this game. If we ever needed him in a game, this is the one, because if we don't have interior pass rush, Jared Goff is going to have all day to sit back there, and we need him. But obviously, you do not want to play him if he's compromised. If he's injured, you don't play him. Richie, if we lose this Sunday, how do we feel about starting Zach Wilson the rest of the season since the playoffs hopes are over? I do like, if you go with this mindset, that means the pressure's on. I mean, you're playing him on Thursday night against the Jaguars, where the whole world's watching, against Trevor Lawrence. I mean, I also have to see what Mike White does on Sunday. Does this mean that Mike White stinks against the Lions and we lose? Or is Mike White playing great, but the defense can't stop the Lions and we lose? That's really what it comes down to. I think there has to be more context to it. Richie, you related to Michael Imperioli? Nope. The media narrative of Zach Wilson just needs to disappear for the year. Kid just needs to go and get right mentally. There's still plenty of time for him to be successful. He's not done in New York. Yeah, I don't think he's done in New York either. I think you're spot on, Michael. It's his mentality. It's his mental makeup that's kind of, holding him back. I think his talent's not, unleashed yet. His physical gifts are not able to go to the surface because of his mentality and his ability to handle the pressure and understand that he needs to work on a lot of things. Is not helping him out. So I think him watching Mike White execute this offense at a high level is going to help him out, and he can study Mike White's footwork and his lower half, because that's all of Zach Wilson's issues, is his lower half, not being connected with his arm, not being connected with his mind. So I really hope that Zach Wilson, wherever he goes, whether he's the Jets quarterback or anywhere else, let's go. Hey, season is not over with the loss. If Titans, Raiders, and Bills win, we're in the same spot. Also, I think we need to find out what White is more than what Zach is, since we have Zach either way. Yeah, that makes sense, actually, because Mike White's an unrestricted free agent. Zach Wilson we have under contract. So, but listen, if we lose and the Titans, Raiders, and Bills win, it's one of those feelings when we were like, wow, we could have freaking been in the playoffs. I mean, if we win and the Titans, Raiders, and Bills win, the Jets go from the 9th seed to the 6th. So that's where it will sting if we don't win and all these things happen, which is why this is a freaking must-win game, bro. We are in a must-win game today. And if we don't win this game, then we're going to need to win out, and we're going to need a lot of help. And that's why I don't want that. I don't want to be relying on other teams to do the business for us. I want to take advantage of our opportunities and win the games we're supposed to win, like we are this game. Now, if you look at the favorites for the Lions and the Jets, it's kind of even. The Lions are like 1-point favorites. Give me a freaking break, bro. At home in MetLife Stadium. Keep sleeping on us, bro. Keep sleeping on the Jets. It's exactly how the team loves it, and let's hope for it. But when it comes to the X factors for this game, man, I think it's up to the playmakers for the offense. You know, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, Bam Knight. Can they all be explosive? Can they get explosive plays? Can we get a 60-yard touchdown? Can we get a 70-yard touchdown, 35-yard touchdown? I don't care. We need to score points, a lot of points. And I don't want to be able to, you know, just dink and dunk and score field goals and not get in the end zone. We need 24 plus points in this game. And if we don't score that 24 mark, we're going to lose. And I think that's really what it comes down to. This is not going to be a low-scoring 20-14 game, in my opinion. I think it's going to come down to who scores the most points. But I also will say the weather is going to impact this game one way or the other. I want to get our spot beating the Lions and shutting our doubters up. Yeah, I mean, it's weird because now all of a sudden that Jets-Dolphins game, I mean, hopefully it turns into we win or we're in. But if the Patriots start winning more and the Chargers keep winning, then both the Jets and the Jets and the Dolphins are going to be the odd man out. So, you know, let's hope that the Chargers and the Patriots lose at least 1 or 2 games in the last 4. It's a bummer. Before the season, we thought the gauntlet of our schedule was week 6 through 11. That turned out to be the easy part of our schedule. The gauntlet started 2 weeks ago with how good teams are. Yeah, absolutely, man. You know, the gauntlet started 2 weeks ago. We lose to the Vikings. We lose to the Bills. And now we have 4 straight opponents that are fighting for a playoff spot. Absolutely, man. And it's going to be a big test. Because if we want to be a team that can compete for the playoffs, like, this is what it's all about. I mean, this is an awesome opportunity that we have as a Jets fan base, as a Jets team, as a coaching staff. Like, you want to get experience of attacking games that are so freaking meaningful. Now's your chance because the Jets still control their own destiny. I don't care that the Patriots and the Chargers can still win out. If we win out, I don't care. If the Jets win out, they have a 98% chance of making the freaking playoffs. And that's what I'm looking out to do. And if they win 3 of the next 4 games, they still have a great opportunity to make in the playoffs. So that's what they got to do, man. Just focus what they can focus on. Go week by week. And let's go freaking beat the Detroit Lions, bro. Let's go beat the Lions. Guys, if you're not already, please hit that subscribe button and hit that like button as well. I appreciate all you guys tuning into the show today. The title of the video is Robert Saleh announces that Zach Wilson will indeed be quarterback number 2 versus the Detroit Lions. Mike White's limited at practice with a rib injury, so we're definitely going to be looking out for the injury report leading up until Sunday if Mike White's going to be good to go. Also, Quinnen Williams is not practicing with his calf injury. He's going to be 50-50 chances on playing on Sunday. So these are all things that we have to look out for as a Jets fan base. Who's going to be playing, who's not going to be playing. Corey Davis with a concussion. Robert Saleh kind of sounded optimistic about his chances of playing, which is a good sign because we need all the weapons that we need possible in this game against the Detroit Lions for sure. So, let's go Jets, man. I think that the Jets absolutely need to go out there and take care of their own business and win this game on Sunday. So tomorrow we're going to be really breaking down the opponent, the Detroit Lions, a little more in depth. Whereas this one, we're just talking about the news about the quarterback situation. So guys, I appreciate all the support here on the channel, man. And we're going to wrap up the stream here in just a few minutes. So thank you guys. Hit that like button on your way out. I got a lot of confidence in this Jets team making a playoff push. This is a perfect opportunity for them to get that experience, man. So I love you guys. Let's go Jets. And the New York Jets will beat the Detroit Lions, baby. I'm manifesting that. Let's go. Peace out.